Hi everyone, my name is Jolene. Today I'm joined by my colleague Trisha Lim, who will be answering some of the common questions that we get from our viewers. For the past 2 decades, Trisha has headed our research and property advisory team in Melbourne, and she's originally from Singapore and has been in Melbourne for over 30 years. Trisha also works extensively with accountants and financial planners to provide property advice to their clients. So now I'm going to hand this over to Trisha.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the importance of professional representation. Now the first few things that come to mind is saving time, saving costs, and having a one-stop shop. Now saving time, it's pretty often I see overseas investors speak to 20, 30 over agents asking for 50 over brochures, and that's how they research the property market in Melbourne. Now, that's going to take weeks and months. Brochures don't detail the important investment factors like demographic studies. You want to know how many people in the building are going to be owner-occupiers or investors. Brochures also don't tell you about what's the real local demand and supply factors. You want to buy something that locals like as well, not just people from Asia. And the other thing is future infrastructure spending. Naturally an area that has a lot more government infrastructure spending is going to see more growth, so more capital growth for you. So these are things you're not going to gather from glitzy brochures. So when you delegate this part of the process to a professional team like us, that's the first-hand information we'd be able to provide you. Now that's going to save months in research. The next thing is cost savings. If you're going to buy a property from an international property agency in Singapore that's constantly having exhibitions of different large fancy projects, you're not necessarily going to get the best price for that project. When someone markets overseas, there's marketing expenses, there's much higher agency commissions that these international agents charge. So you might be paying more for that property than you need to. The next thing is having a one-stop shop. Buying a property is not just knowing which agent to talk to. When you own the property, you need to get your tax done. You need quantity surveyors to get your depreciation schedules done. You need an accountant to get the best tax returns possible. What else do you need? You need pre-settlement inspections. How do you know you're getting what you paid for? Or if you're building something and you have to pay progress payments, don't you want someone to check out to make sure that it's the appropriate time to pay the stage payments, that things have been done correctly? That's what a professional representation in Australia does for you. We monitor your projects. So the next thing is, why us? We understand you. We're all originally from Malaysia. Jolene was from Malaysia. I was from Singapore. Came here 30 years ago. So I know the process that a first-time investor from Asia would go through. So what we've done is over the years, we've refined that process and made it a much easier experience for yourself. We've helped over probably 700 Malaysians and Singaporeans successfully not just buy a property here, but build a property portfolio. So I don't know what your goals are. If your goal is just to buy one house, that's fine, that's pretty simple. But if you're using Australia as a place to build wealth, to build a property portfolio, we can certainly assist you with that. And what else is there? Presence. We also have a KL office and we have a Melbourne office. So that means you can talk to our staff in Malaysia or here. Our experience also spans, the next point, is experience. Our experience spans over 31 years. Jolene has been doing this for 11 years. I've been doing this for 20 years in Melbourne. So I can give you first-hand information of what's really going on the ground here. Knowledge and credentials, that's an interesting one. Many people are going to find that property is one of the biggest expenses they make in their life. But they tend to just talk to real estate agents for advice. So Jolene and I have done our degree in construction and property investment management. We approach property investment quite differently. We come from a wealth creation point of view, not trying to get a sale. So our business model is one where we want to build a long-term relationship with you and not just help you secure one property, but use that one property as a launching pad to build equity in it and help you use that equity to invest in more. At some stage in the future, you may have 2 or 3, and you may sell one to pay off the rest. Isn't that a much better strategy than just buying one and struggling to pay it off for the next 20 years? So that's what property advice is about. Now I'll give you a scenario here. A very common scenario, I'll talk about Jim. Jim was dealing with a Malaysian-based international property agency, and he will send a lot of large projects, but somewhere in between he approached us as well, came to our website, and we had a chat with him, and we noticed that a lot of these, he was attracted to these large projects because either they were above a shopping center or near a shopping center, and because such concepts work very well in Asia, he thought that was a perfect investment opportunity in Melbourne. So after much discussion, the end result was he ended up buying something just outside the CBD in a fringe suburb, and it was in a much lower density development. Come settlement time, the valuation on his property came back on the nose at purchase price, and had he bought that other CBD property above the shopping center that he originally considered, he would have been $75,000 out of pocket. Why? Because it's very common for CBD super high rises to have shortfall in valuations. Now that's what good advice saves you. $75,000 is a lot of money. It's Aussie dollars. So when you convert that to ringgit, that's a fair whack. So pick up the phone, have a chat with us. I notice a lot of you are hesitant to have one-on-one consultations, but the more we understand about what you want to achieve here, the more effective we can be. So help us help you. We can do WhatsApp call or Zoom calls. Let us know. Thank you.